Hey everybody, it's Nicole with A-Frayed-Knot. Today we're going to make a fun ornament out of a tin bottle cap from the Dollar Tree. So we've got the tin bottle cap, a napkin, some fabric, a sponge brush, Mod Podge, some ribbon, some wire, some jute rope, some AFK cotton colored chalk paint, some stain, and a rusty bell. So let's get started. We're going to take our tin bottle cap. This bottle cap does come from the Dollar Tree, and we're going to take some of the AFK chalk paint in the color cotton, and we're going to paint the entire top part of the bottle cap and the sides. You might call this part the back of it as well, because if you flip it over, you'll see that it's kind of pan looking on the inside. So we are working with the flat back end of the tin bottle cap. Now we're going to use the heat gun and dry it just a little bit so that the paint is all nice and dry. So get the paint all good and dry. Then we're going to take our stain and we're going to go ahead and stain on the sides of the bottle cap, all around the edges, the tops, and everything in between. We're just going to apply a thin layer of stain. You can see I wear gloves, and I'm just going to lightly apply the thin layer of stain all the way around the bottle cap. And on the top portion too, we just want to give it an aged, antiqued, distressed look. So when you get a generous amount of stain, then we're going to go ahead and grab our napkin and we're going to cut one of the panels off of this napkin. So just cut your panel down. The napkin is a 3-ply napkin, so be sure to cut off all the excess sides and then remove all 3 of the plies. You only want 1 ply left with the picture on it when we go to Mod Podge it onto our bottle cap. So we size it up and it looks good. We're pulling all the layers apart. Again, you only want 1 layer of napkin. Fits pretty good. So we're going to take our Mod Podge, put a generous amount on to the top of the tin bottle cap, use your brush and spread it all around nice and evenly. Once you have it on evenly, then you're going to go ahead and take your napkin and center it onto your bottle cap and then just gently press it down. You don't want to overwork your napkin because you will stand a chance to tear it. So just gently press it down and get it all attached to the top of the bottle cap. And then we're going to take a little bit of sandpaper and sand the edges off. So any of the excess edges that are hanging over the bottle cap, we're just going to sand them off with the sandpaper. And that looks pretty good. So then we're going to just take the heat gun and just make sure that everything is dry before we add a top layer of Mod Podge. Everything looks pretty good. So now we're going to add the top layer of Mod Podge over the top of the napkin to seal it off. And with your sponge brush, just gently spread it all around, nice and even over the top of the napkin. This is going to seal the napkin onto the bottle cap. That looks pretty good. So we'll use our heat gun and we will give it a little bit of a dry. Now we're going to take some of the wire. This is rebar tie wire from Home Depot. It is a 16 gauge wire. We're going to cut a little bit of wire off. This bottle cap does come pre-drilled and it does have jute rope in it when you buy it. I cut the jute rope off and we're adding the wire as our hanger. So I cut a piece of wire, insert it through the holes, add some curly cues. Now I'm adding the rusty bell. Slide the rusty bell through into the curly cue and then add the end of your wire into the last pre-drilled hole on the tin bottle cap and then add some curly cues, and voila, we have our hanger. Next, we're going to take our fabric and some red and white polka dot ribbon and a little bit of raffia, and we're going to create just a fun little messy bow. We're going to take a little bit of jute rope also and layer it all on top of one another, and then just kind of pick it up and run it through the wire and just make a little knot and a cute little messy bow. So you see how I've layered it all together, and now I'm just looping it through the wire. And making a little knot for just a fun little messy bow on the wire of our bottle cap ornament. And then we could take our scissors and just cut it to our liking. And trim it up to the size that you like. So there we have it. This is our fun little ornament bottle cap from Dollar Tree using a napkin. Be sure you are like and following A-Frayed-Knot. Bye friends.